Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Red Day, baby. Red Pocket Square, red shirt. Let's go. We're digging in the trenches. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious assets with me, which is your minutes. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. May God bless each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. We're going to take a look here. I looked at this reversal for Bitcoin this morning. Saw a bit of an inverted head and shoulder. I took a shot here. They got me right there on a stop. I got back in right there. I said, no, you don't. I ripped it up. I made a nice 600. Lost about 4, so I was up 2. I'm up another 2 here, 225, battling the charts here, going through it. But I'm still trading through the trenches here, and I can see this beautiful move. This is my model flashing as we speak. That's my model. So, yeah, I like that. That's beautiful. My model is flashing right now with liquidity on a reversal back to the upside. And so it tells me that, I may want to jump on in. Shout out to anyone that jumped on into Weeks and signed up for their cool little competition campaign there. So can we get this nice little flag to the upside? That's what I'm looking at. And shout out to Weeks for always being supportive. Awesome, good customer service. Great place to trade. I like this. I mean, I'm looking for this to stay above the 200 MA and continue its onslaught of these shorts that thought they had it in the bag. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you for being here. I know it's Friday, but there's a lot of price action to go on. What happened to Bitcoin? What happened to your longs? Did you get liquidated? Did you get wrecked? Bang. Even I got stopped out in my longs. I did take a beating last night when we broke down from that flag. I was long out of that flag, and you do what you got to do. But, my trading strategy keeps me long, usually until the last flag. And so I always put less each time I keep hitting. And eventually my last trade has way less in comparison to the bigger trades that I've made. And so I lose less comparison to the loss. But it still wasn't fun. All right. And I actually am still, holding one trade that was underwater that's back up. Still underwater, but back up. So we'll see where that goes. Bitcoin resistance at 110,000. It's kind of where we just, we're like right near the all-time high again, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Beautiful reversal. Bit of an Adam and Eve. If you see it, bit of an inverted head and shoulder, double bottom on the 5-minute too as well. We're going to look at all that and have some fun. But yeah, if we can stay above the 200 MA, that would be a beautiful sign here to the upside for Bitcoin. I already don't like the structure. Market structure is pretty garbage. That's like a double top. It's making more of like a falling wedge right now already off the bat. Would have been nicer had it flagged out. Made a nice little beautiful flag, which it looked like it was about to do, but it lost the trend line. So not going perfectly here on the smaller time frame, struggling to stay back above 110. We lose the 200 MA, this whole thing's going to collapse further to the downside, and this is all just a fake little move up to the upside, which could be. So, yeah. Do I take my 190 off the tablet? It all depends here. I'm all about the 200. If we can stay above the 200, then look, maybe we could make ourselves an inverted head and shoulder here. A shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Flag out in this nature. And daddy can buy a new pair of shoes here on this reversal. Shoulder, a head, right shoulder for the move to the upside. That's what Sammy, the bull, is looking for here. The lifer. Can he breathe life back into Bitcoin? Can we get the reversal on the 1 minute? Or is it all negativity, all bearish? I guess it's not too bearish. If you're making money, it's all good. But is it all bear city here to the downside for Bitcoin? And it looks a bit hairy here, sketchy for sure. There's some fear going on. Didn't really budge the fear and greed index. A lot of coins really didn't even budge. They don't really care. They're staying strong compared to the market, which is interesting. So it shows strength in all coins, which is a good sign. That's what you need these types of dips. You need these types of whiplashes because it shows where is the strength. And we can find it in certain coins. Aave has a nice strength today, Coins you wouldn't believe are actually pretty strong. Farcoin, again, I know you probably spit out your coffee again, but it's strong against the trend right now. Solana holding up pretty good too as well. So yeah, we're looking for a bounce here for Bitcoin. A shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, a flag above the 200 MA. Price action getting tight with the 21, pushing up. I am long. I got in right here. Why did I get it long? Because I saw a flag right here. You see? Let me make sure you can see this. But I saw this flag. Blue lines are a little harder to see, agreed, right? But I saw this flag here. I got in right there. Once we got above the 200 MA, I put my stop loss above the entry. And I'm just good at sniping, man. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I still might not win either. We'll see what happens here for Bitcoin. Nice oversold Adam and Eve there on the stochastics RSI. I like what I'm seeing there. Shows me that we may be able to get this bounce to the upside. Let me pop out the chat and say hi to my crew. What's up with my peoples, the lifers worldwide? Virtual is looking strong. Agreed. You know, and we'll find the strong coins in the strong setups. Shout out to Steve Tree. Says, wish I could super chat. That happens to me. There's some other channels I can't super chat on. I have no idea why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what it is. I don't have any restrictions that I can see. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm long here for Bitcoin. And I'm fiending for a move further to the upside. And I may just get exactly what I bargained for here as we get a nice little bump here for Bitcoin. And Sammy may be able to turn. Again, this was cool. This was like, I had a $40 risk at one point for like $1,000. I mean, this is insane if we hit this game. Yeah, $1,300 right now. I'm only risking, I'm up. I'm risking a $2 win. Right? Or am I up? Yeah. Unbelievable. It should show me the money, right? Yeah, 70. Yeah, so right now I'm locking in $70. I'm locking in $60. You can't beat that, right? And the chance to win $1,000 on the move back to the upside. And let's see. The best man, everybody watching you. Shout out to Crypto Mike. Love you, brother. Thank you for being with us. Nice hanging with you, brother. Good morning. Just got here. Stop loss hit in my sleep. Bob back in up already. Shout out to Cyrus Grayson in the game. Yeah, it was sad. I did get stopped out too as well. They beat me up there with that nasty move to the downside. And we'll do our top-down analysis. I just wanted to start in. You know, I am on the 1 minute, but this is how the action starts. If the 1 minute can't break above the 200 MA, we're not getting anywhere for the day. There's no daily reversal. So you come to this channel to see how price action is going to make a move. And I'm going to teach you how to watch price action. We've watched these reversals. There's been an inverted head and shoulder on the 1 minute, like 4 out of 5 days this week that reversed the price. It did the exact same thing. The structure was somewhat different. It was slippy, sloppy, sloopy, but it was the same thing over and over again. Same basic structure, same basic reversal, and then the cross above the 200. This is my signal now. You're entering my model, which is when we're touching, look, the smooth moving average, the 21, and we're above the 200 MA. It doesn't mean anything. Anything can happen at any moment in time. I've backtested this. 90% of the time I win the trade. It doesn't mean I'm going to win it. We'll see what happens, but I'm willing to take a shot, even on low volume Friday. Even on low volume Friday. So let's take a look here at BTC on the weekly and work our way back like I have this morning, but I love doing it again. I might get some insight, see something I didn't see before. Bitcoin at 109,800, still a beautiful sight to see us so far above 109,000. What absolutely beautiful thing it is to be above 100K for BTC. The weekly, a little far from the 21-day moving average, has me a little stressed. It's just a little, a tidbit, a tad bit there. Okay. And then we double click that, make sure everything looks kind of neat and clean. The one thing I'm seeing here on the RSI is we have a downtrend and uptrend, you know, possible bearish div on the horizon. We just kind of have to, like, we can't just act like it's not there. It's a little bit, some say, no, this was it here. We pulled back. We're entering new phase. We have to make it up here with these. Like, we don't have bearish div until we get something like this. Big hill here, smaller hill there, And we're going to get like a big hill here and a bigger hill here. And then we're going to have a bearish div, right? Which I'm open-minded to. Well, it doesn't seem too far away at this point. We're getting very extended. In my comparison to all the trades I've been in, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight weeks. I don't think I've ever seen Bitcoin go through 7 straight weeks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. A little one's basically almost 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had some red at least. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little bit of red 8. I mean, that one was pretty close. Ooh, the buy pressure. And the thing is, it's doing things it did when it was tiny. Now that it has a huge market cap, which is kind of scary. Makes you think, like, how much Bitcoin's going to, once it's almost like if it can get this big, then how big can it get? Bitcoin's growing, and it's growing fast. It seems like it's eating up market share all around the world. Shout out to the 317 beautiful souls that had the consideration to hit that like button. You people are absolutely amazing. God's going to bless you for doing that. That's very, very nice of you. You are all blessed people. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single person that hooks me up. Look, that's a head and shoulder pattern there that does not look good to me. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Yikes. See that? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Earlier today, we had one of those and we dumped. I'll show you. That's how what started to dump today. And again, show me the charts. I don't show you the news. Everyone says, oh, it was tariffs. It was this. It was that. Man. That doesn't look good to me. I would scalp my 160, wait for it to go into a flag and get back in again. Right? Wouldn't that be a smart move here? If this bounces back in and it makes a flag, I'll get in. But otherwise, it looks like that's going to dump on my face. So I'll take my 150 on top. I'll get back in if we consolidate. Otherwise, that tells me it's a wrap. I'm just going to play it 100% instead of 68%. That's going to dump. It's a head and shoulder. Right there, it just told us I'm going to dump down to the 200 MA again. You can stay in your long if you want and say, no, this time will be the one time it doesn't happen. It's possible. I just got clipped on purpose right there. That thing is dumping. You got to be able to make a move. You got to be able to see things quick. You can't just sit on your hands here if you're going to be trading on the small time frames. Give me the bounce. We go sideways, I'm all in again, which we may do. This would be a beautiful trade right here. A winning trade nonetheless. I'm grateful I just made another winning scalp trade. You have to be grateful for every win. Granted, sand makes the beach. I tell myself that every single time, even when I get a small win, and I say, what does that do though? It's interesting. I have a story. I don't know if you guys are willing to hear it. Probably not. You're probably not. Most people aren't, But the idea is there's a guy that was born. I'm going to ask you all the question right now. There's two people in life, right? Everyone's like, oh, here he goes again. But there's the guy who's born, let's just say person number 1 and person number 2. This person's born into money. His dad's worth 100 mil. This person's born into no money. His parents are poor. Okay? The odds are, right, but this guy ends up with a bigger net worth than this guy. Hasn't this happened in life? Hasn't there been someone who's been born with more than someone who's been born with less, and the person born with less has ended up achieving more and gained more? And again, it's not a race, but I'm just saying, I'm just asking facts here. So this is a fact, right? So it's a fact that someone who's born with less finances ended up richer than someone with more. Someone wrote no, right? But it has happened in life. The odds are lower, obviously, but it has happened. How does it happen? It's the mindset. This person creates a thought process that draws energy into their life. The people see that energy and it gravitates people towards them. These people have opportunities. Financial goal, basically networks that this person taps into. And my whole point is it's the energy that creates the formation. I created this live stream. I started live streaming. A guy who owned an entire golf course started hanging out with me. Isn't that crazy? I mean, just here, and again, who cares? Like, whatever. He became my buddy, and you'd say, well, you know, normally I probably never would have met him in the same capacity or been invited in the same way. And again, you know, YouTuber, you get a little more, right? But again, the whole point is, and use me as an example, forget about me and all the, you know, it's not about like my, oh, look at me, but it's more about person A, you know, if I were to say and take my anonymity to it, or take out my name and add anonymity to it. But the point is, your thought process and your energy is going to attract your network, which is going to attract all your opportunities. Okay? So if that's true, how you believe and how you feel about yourself will create almost everything that's going on. So if you think you've got it and you've got good energy and you're vibing, then you're going to have a good life because you're going to attract good things into your life, period. If you're on yourself and you're negative, you're going to have a tough life. You're going to struggle. And so if you don't have discipline over your thought process and over how you treat yourself, you're going to struggle. And I had a hard time with the way I spoke to myself for a long time. And I struggled, everybody. And so I could teach you how to get out of these ruts in trading, because in trading, you're to say, oh, and this is the holistic approach to trading that I take. And this is why we take a holistic approach to trading here. Where every day we don't just talk about trading, we talk about how you feel about yourself, how you talk to yourself. Are you negative self-talk? Can you bounce back from a loss? After you lose, you just say, oh, you're the worst. This is horrible. Can you push away the negative, and build up some dopamine and adrenaline, go for a walk, shrug it off, get yourself back into a good place chemically too, because losses bring chemicals, right? You get that cortisol, you get that tightness. You got to work through that. That's why I work out every single day, because whether I'm up, when you're up huge, you're getting euphoria. When you're down, you're getting up pumped. Your body's going through ups and downs while trading. Regulating those synapses, those chemicals through working out is, I find, the only way to stay regulated as a trader. And it's very important. When you see a trader, you could tell is not taking care of themselves physically. It definitely has to have some effects overall on the mental state of trading. 100%. So look at this is the model now. And everything's kind of coming together here pretty nicely on the 1 minute time frame. So let's take a look. And when we calm down and we have a model, we're not just running around full of emotion, right? We have a model. We know what we're doing. We're taking a deep breath. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're not just, oh my God, we're going to catch, We're waiting for what we have back tested for years to play out. We're scientifically watching probability, and we're adjusting as we get more information. Complete logical behavior here. No emotions needed. We're not trying to, long the bottom for clout to show everyone how cool we are. We're not trying to compare our wins on Twitter to the rest of the world. We don't need to show everyone how tough we are as traders. We're the greatest. All we need, we don't need to snicker, and we just need to be who we are, the lifers. The most humble, efficient, disciplined, motivated trading group in the entire world, period. That's it. We're here to help others no matter what. The people that got so much extra energy, we can give it back to the rest of the world. Those are the lifers. The people that procure themselves, work on themselves constantly. Do you work on yourself more than you work at your job? Like self-help videos, mentorship. I mean, all of you are here getting mentorship, so 100% you do. We're watching this. This could play out beautifully here on weeks. I mean, that probably could take me back to 111,369. Shout out to Nikola Tesla on the 369. My man. Stop loss can hide below the 200 MA, which is what I like to do. At 109,608. It is a Friday, but there's been volume, there's been movement, price action is moving. I'm going to take a shot here because I believe if we make that right shoulder, let's see if I got a little low though. I wanted to see us pump. It looked like we were going to pump up a little more there, and that would give me a moment where the right shoulder would be basically at the same place that I could get in anyway, logically showing signs of a possible entry right now. The levy is 26. And something I didn't put in something. Stop loss is at 109. Yeah, it's a 2-to-1. It doesn't even and I'm getting like some outrageous number. So funny. Hold on one second. I did something wrong here. Hold on. It's crazy how one little adjustment, people are like, wait, what's happening? Maybe it works in the other way, like, because I'm always talking fast. It like actually creates more tension. It's like, wait, what happened to the lifer? He just, it was a long night. It was a long night. I like this though. Come on into this level here. We lose the 200 MA. This whole thing is a wrap. And I'm back. It's basically short season, and then we're looking for the 30-minute to lose the 200. And on the bigger time frame, I already know exactly what levels to show you. So, yeah, what's going on here? Let's see. I'll refresh the page just in case. You never know. Whenever I see something funny, I refresh first. You never know. Browsers, internet, there's all sorts of stuff going on, right? So again, I have my risk reward ratio here. It's a 261. Now here I'd be at 109, 103. Pretty sure I put like a decimal point in there or something happened. 111356, right? This is more like it. Yeah, 2 for 200 for 240 for 700, right? We lose the 200, I go home with my tail between my legs, right? But we stay up, then we go for the gusto. I think it's worth the risk considering what's happened here, and that's kind of a bull flag. That's now a beautiful bull flag that could rip, right? And I could see the shorts eating a new one in the next, 20 minutes. We're somewhere here at $110,000 for Bitcoin. So I'm calling along with my model. We've touched the 21 in the flag above the 200 after reversal. I've already actually banged on 2 longs since now, right? So this will be the third one. Let's see if we can catch it. And right here live, Sam Price trading Crypto Lifer on the 1 minute time frame. And you do you. Please don't do anything you see on this channel. All right, this is for entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only. I'm teaching you how to use the moving averages, how I use them, how they work. You can backtest these theories yourself and go for them. In 2 seconds, this could dump in my face and I could lose it all. Not at all, but, lose it all in the trade. So, don't do what you see. You have to have your own strategies, tips, tricks, and ideas. If my education helps you, so be it. And I will never play with your portfolio for you. I'll never go over your portfolio for you. I'm not an advisor like that. I'm not a financial advisor. I want to make that really clear. If we ever have a relationship, it will be student to teacher. I will teach you as much as I can about cryptocurrency, technical analysis, and trading. Yeah. Hey, brother, you called it. Joss hit the target you set. What do you think happens next? That's crazy. Are you serious? Shout out to the Johnny Lauderdale who said I hit it again. Unbelievable. And, we may even just hit this Bitcoin trade hot and heavy right now to the upside. All in on this one, right? Yeah. I'm so grateful for you, Sam, and Master French teaching Love the Lifers. God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for caring and being nice. I appreciate the super chat. It's very nice of you. For me, there's no thrill in the 1 minute. I trade the 1 second if I want a thrill. The 1 minute is like watching sandpaper slowly shave away a layer. It's like, to me, the 1 minute is slow. Anyone who says the 1 minute gives them me is like, I want to make it and I meet you one day, brother. You will make it and you will meet me one day if that's what you desire. Whatever you desire will happen, my friend. So I like what we're seeing here for Bitcoin. It's setting up with my actual, the way I projected it to happen. It's starting to look like it's going to do that. And again, like this may be a bull flag that just rips here. I'm not like, it's not spot on mathematician style here. It's these are parameters that I set, and these are projections that I create. I want to make it, let me keep seeing here. And let's pump out the chat here. All right? Let's pump out the chat. Put a 333 if you bought the lows of BTC or the lows of these coins and you're up nicely. Anyone out there, if you bought the lows for Bitcoin, put a 333 in the comment. If you bought a low for any coin, put a 333. If you went through the lows with me and you persevered and you're up nice right now, put a 333 in the comments. I'm going to do the same. I got in at 80K, right? 84K. I mean, I'm sitting pretty. I even bought lower than that. We're doing very, very nice. $25,000 up right now, right? I mean, bang, bang, bang. Shout out to Harry Williams. Shout out to Mark Pavlik. I see Julie G. Ham Solana. Greek 333. We got Moonlight. Bill Elmworth. So many beautiful people here on the stream. Thank you for jumping on in. And wow, Bitcoin struggling to get back above 105, 109.5. It looked so pretty a second ago. We'll see. We're going to get off the smaller time frames for now and back to brass tacks here for Bitcoin. So, the weekly in great shape. And even if it decided to consolidate back to the 21-day moving average, right? If it did so, it wouldn't be a problem. Like if we got a 5-week dump for Bitcoin now, it would be fine. That would be a cup and handle, inverted head and shoulder. We could continue. We'd be at 130,000 possibly by the end, but before the end of the summer. So no stress there if we do have some sideways price action for Bitcoin. But the weekly looks good to me. 5-day looks good to me. The 3-day, threatening a tweezer top, but so far so good. We'll see what happens today. And the daily, all I want for the daily is it to go sideways to give these altcoins a reason to pump. Watch the daily. Look, the daily's been doing this for us all along. It gave us a flag here, pumped. It gave us a flag here, pumped. It gave us a flag at here, pumped. Let's flag out the daily yet again and get ready for its next big move. Take us to 124K. All right, and I can sulk about my stop losses that get hit last night, or I can plan for my next move and move on. There's one of two things I can do. And I still rejoice all the wins that we had up until last night. It would have been great to see last night's pump, though, right? I mean, just wake up, whoa. I mean, I was beaming when we were on the stream together last night. Daily looks good, maybe a falling wedge, yeah. 7-degree candle on the weekly. We need a little red to the mix. We do. Grateful for you and the Lifer family as always, learning and growing. We are all going to have a blessed weekend and coming week. Thank you so much, Milligan's Travels. And another cool thing about Bitcoin in the bull market and the bear markets or these tough markets, we get pumps and dumps. Pumps and then dumps. Pumps and dumps. And the dumps are so long. In the bullish times, we get pumps, little dumps that get eaten up. Little dumps that get eaten up. Like the dumps are an hour, a couple days, half a day. And then we go sideways, pump, you know what I mean? If we're in a real bullish time, which it looks like we are, the dumps are few and far between. And and I said to my group when we dumped, I said, I'm buying more Bitcoin. You can see how I react during the dumps. If you're in my trading group, so you can see exactly how I react. I don't disappear. I'm buying Bitcoin here, I say, right? And I show that I buy Bitcoin at 108,000. I'm up $1,700 at the buy already. And I don't buy, little tiny amounts. So, and I see this bouncing back up. The FOMO is real for Bitcoin. We had a Bart Simpson pattern. That's what happened. That's the Bart Simpson. You can see its head and the sides, right? The Bart Simpson. We used to see it a lot more. Now we only see it every once in a while. Bitcoin used to do a Bart Simpson like once every other day. It's funny. It used to be a constant process, the Bart Simpson. So yeah, this looks interesting to me. I see sideways price action for the daily as the 21-day moving average comes back into price. It just looks likely to me. And I don't see that the bot bought the bottom. I don't know what happened. It should have bought you'd think it should have. It always seems to buy the bottom. It bought right here. Maybe it's just waiting to take profit on that trade there. Interesting. Usually it does add to the buy. I don't think I took it off. We're in the right place. Usually that bot buys that exact bottom right there. Like almost, it does it every time. I'm confused why I don't see an enter long there. We will see. We will see. So, I mean, that's a beautiful bull flag beginning to form. I mean, that's the definition of a bull flag. Beautiful. I've seen these break out 100, like I'd say 80 out of 100 times. Like there's such a more likely behavior that this is going to pump. Boom. Baby, boom. Right? I keep forgetting. I keep thinking I'm in a trade. I'm not in a trade. Oh, no, I am in a trade. Thank goodness. Yes. I was about to think. I thought I wasn't in the trade. Yeah. So here we go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can get the pump like we're supposed to the upside. Measured move takes us to 110,770. Just another day on the beach here in Florida. So the daily looks interesting. The 12-hour, the 22, they look pretty good. They're a little over bottom. The stochastics kind of got some bearish div here too. Look at that. That's bearish div of the 12. But you could say, well, we had our dump. Now we're going to consolidate. And, you know, there's a chance that the bearish div gives us a falling wedge flag here, though. And we come back to a fib. Fib takes you somewhere back down to 105.5, 104. The key is we're going to retrace. We just want to make sure our new retracements are above 100K, and that's when the market's going to really start the bubble. It's going to take about 2 weeks. Think about it. You pump up, you get above your all-time high. Everyone's like, is it just a fake out double top, right? Then you come back down. Then you got to find key areas. And then bang, right? Bitcoin ripping. Big pumps for Bitcoin. Nice little move right there to the upside for BTC. Can we get the continuation? Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP telling us there's a huge liquidation for the short at 110,000. It says if you're at 110 right now and you're shorting the market, you're about to get liquidated. I do this all the time. I tell the shorts to watch out. I bet there's someone in a short right now who's not going to move their stop. They're going to defy me. They're going to say, no way. And I shouldn't tell someone what to do, and I never do. But I'm just telling you what the probability is. I'm telling you what the probability is. You do whatever makes you happy. This is the probability. And you can see what happens from there. But it's telling me that if you're up at 110,000, you're about to get taken out. The odds are pretty high. You're going to get liquidated in the next, I'd say, 20 minutes. Maybe not. You never know. Nothing is guaranteed in trading. That's the only thing I got to say. We just waked up. So now, look, we got this resistance that we're having trouble getting back above. It's about 109.9, 110,000. Having an issue, we get right to that area and we're having some problems getting back through. So that's going to be, the key for today. What we did just now is we did break out of this. You could say that's a clean breakout. We'd have to break back below this trend line now to be bearish. Let's see if we can get continuation now. Where's the 5 minute and the 200? The 5 minutes breaking out of a beautiful flag. The 5 minute says trade me right now. That's my signal on the 5. It's a flag with the 21 curving on the... that's a beautiful signal. I usually don't front run it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're at 110. This just says you're going to be at 111,800. And you could be there basically by... It says by 11:45. 777s. Every time. We got them. We got it. We got it. I think my head was over it, but it was there at 777s. So yes, let's see what happens here. We are getting the beginnings of my reversal patterns and how price action reverses. We study this every day on the channel. This is why we do what we do. We don't make crazy decisions. We don't, when we make a trade, it's based on years of data and probability that makes sense to us. 8-hour time frame looking interesting. The 4-hour time frame getting the bounce back to the upside. And I'm just going to delete my projections. They look cool on the bigger time frames. They look ugly on the smaller ones. We don't need them for right now. But the data has been set. We kind of see what we need to see here for Bitcoin. And what we're also going to be looking for is hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, which you're going to take a candle close to a candle close, which you have an uptrend, and you got candle down, and that gives us what's called hidden bullish divergence. You're also going to pull a Fibonacci here, and you have a wick down to the 786 Fibonacci retracement, which is just great, right? What a wick. And we're getting the bounce here at 109,870. The prophecy of the 110 liquidations has been set. And I really just don't go against BOOKMAP. It tells me it's likely going to happen. Almost looks like it just did there. Got very close. Looks like they liquidated a big chunk right there. Someone went a little too close to the fire, and they got burned. See, when it turns deep red, it means people keep shorting the market, which they're giving the liquidations back to the makers. See, people don't realize this. You can't short. They're 100x shorting right next to price action. There people are mojo gambling right now. That crazy move back up on the shorts got them so pissed this morning because they thought they had it. All right, the longs got wrecked. They got everybody today because they got the longs and then they got the shorts that piled in late. If you wake up and you see a massive dump and you're jumping into the short, that's like waking up to see a massive pump and you're jumping in. Remember, I'm selling that massive pump on you when you wake up. Remember, I sell early. Like it goes to 107.5, I'm selling 106.9 a lot, right? You see me do that. I'm always selling like a couple $100 early because I'm out. I want to use the crazy emotional buying. It usually gets frothy. It comes lower than I sold later. At the time, you get that feeling. For an hour, you're like, oh man, it keeps going up. I should have sold. But when you look back 3, 4, 6 hours later, you realize, man, you nailed the top. And you got to get better at getting over this temporary emotion that makes you think you did something wrong only for the moment. Look back on the 4 hours later, you'll be spot on. That's what a lot of people just don't understand. And you'll understand, this happens to me, this happens to all of us. This is trading in a nutshell. But you will get through this period if you believe in yourself and you want it bad enough. And eventually you're going to curtail yourself to find an emotional state to be in. That sometimes you get rattled, but for the most part you don't. And you get better and better at becoming less and less emotional each time. I told these shorts they're going to get liquidated at 110,000. They don't believe me. They are now 70, 60 bucks away. And so it's up to you. Some people are going to listen to me and pull it away, and then I watch it never go there. And they're like, dang it. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. 2,220 beautiful souls here on the live. 630 likes on a Friday afternoon or Friday morning. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. No matter where you are in the world, thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you for being here. And shout out to your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your cousins, your second cousins, your great grandma, your grandma, grandpa, your great uncle, great aunt, your kids, your daughter, your son, your brother-in-law, your mother-in-law, your son-in-law, your cat, your dog, your parrot, your bird. We love you all. We love your whole family. Your godmom. Shout out to everybody here on the stream. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you all. God bless each and every one of you for being here. We love you. So here, can we make the move for Bitcoin? Only time will tell. So far, the flag is looking pretty. Let's see what the 5-minute does, baby. Can the 5-minute pull off a miracle? It also has support and resistance flip right there, showing signs of a move. Do I make the risk heavy here and make another numero uno beduno? Let's see what's happening. Low volume Friday. I guess I'm going to stay off the sauce for now. I like the 4-hour bounce. I'm going to draw this for the 4-hour and see if we can get one of these. A bit of an inverted head and shoulder that takes us to Valhalla later on today or tomorrow into the weekend. Next thing you know, we are gone, baby, gone. This is a huge possibility for Bitcoin, showing the FOMO that's out there, showing the beautiful bounce off the 786 Fibonacci retracement. Understand how your fibs work. Look for your ranges. Look at that beautiful bounce off the 786. You can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. It's going to be a slow burn to 110,000, but when they get there, it's going to burn. It's going to burn nice and slow. Oh, wow. They just someone took away if they don't short enough, we can't get there. We need the shorts to keep shorting, though. They can't pull away their shorts. Okay, they're back on. They're back on. Sam, you're the best. Your positivity keeps me going. God bless you, Sam. Could you ask how many people in the chart are short? How many people are short right now? Put a 222 if you're short in the chat. Put a 333 if you're long in the chat. And we'll see the battles of the 2s and 3s. I love this. And again, if you're short, I love you. I'm not going to be mad. Oh, I'm going to remember that guy. You know, I love everybody. Everyone takes a shot at everything. I love all the different ways everyone trades. You know, sometimes we're all just looking at a different perspective. Just want to see how many people are short or long. Let's put a poll out. Let's start a poll. Are you short or long Bitcoin? Or neither? Yes, so short. And then we just lost 770. We got that. We haven't seen that. Neither. Do you say neither or neither? It's another question I'd like to ask people. Are you short or long Bitcoin or neither? As it dumps. No. They got to induce those shorts, right? Make it look enticing. This ain't bad. It just looks like we might just take some longer time to consolidate here. Could be a double top. We have resistance now, though, at 110,000. Just couldn't get back above it. Love saying that, though. That sounds great, huh? Resistance at 110K. I mean, that's what you want to be saying. It's beautiful. This price action is amazing. Still looks pretty nice, like it's going to consolidate and pump, but you never know. What do I know? I only watch price action every day. Probably means nothing. It's Bitcoin struggling, though. 109,700. It's not like it's ripping, but it's a good spot for it to bounce there and do some more shorts. The spot looks okay at 109,779 and 77 cents. I want to look at the total market cap in a split second of all the altcoins, see how they're faring against this move here. Let's take a look at virtuals, too. So, everyone, we're looking at this pattern now. They faked the bull flag. But I've seen all this stuff before. I'm just looking for consolidation. However they do it, I'm about it. Previous resistance became little local support on the small time frame there. Can we hold 109.5? That's going to be the next big test. We hold 109.5, then yes. 111,000 looks like we could easily get there. That's just so close. And we V-shaped recovery since that massive dump. Basically about 60 to 70% of the move already back to the upside. So Bitcoin has shown strength throughout the morning, getting bought back up very quickly from the lows. You got to love that. That's absolutely beautiful. It means a lot of altcoins probably bounce back too. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Speaking about altcoins. So we've gone through the weekly all the way down to the 1 minute. We've looked at multiple ins and outs. We've redirected patterns. We've pretty much done everything I can here for Bitcoin at the present moment in time. ETH got a beautiful bounce off 499 back to 2575. We had already got in here and we had this beautiful bounce to 27. Everything was looking sweet in about, it felt like it was like in a half an hour, but the main move right there was this 1 hour drop, right? From boom. Felt like it happened in about 30 minutes. Bang to the downside. If you go to like the 30-minute chart, yep, even like the 15, you can see 1, 2, 3. It was like 40 minutes. Boom. We lost what took in like a couple days or at least like 36 hours to move up on. Insane. So let's take a look here at what's happening to Ethereum. Did it lose the sauce for sure? Are we over? What's happening? Do we need to be worried about this move? Or is it strong? You know, the one thing about ETH to me is it did break above this trend line. And it's got to hold it. It's a big deal for me. Because it's a long-term trend line that shows strength. And if you lose it, you'll bump and run it. And then I don't see why you won't come back down to 1,500. Because that's your only support once you lose this trend line, you know. Like, yeah, you're right there, 2,100. But, you know. So the idea is this. Stay above this trend line, Ethereum. Almost want to put it in this, like, yeah, you got to like put it in this channel and say this is what it's doing. It's going to make its way back to the top of the channel. Has no real choice. That's it. It did hit its first resistance. It's funny. Everyone says tariffs, this and that, but like it was a resistance area there where it had its previous resistance. So wherever previous resistance is, you would have to suggest that on a massive pump, you would have some resistance. And we did for Ethereum. But it's not rocket science. Like this stuff all makes sense. I like to show you guys this stuff. So whenever you see things and people call it manipulation and yell all this stuff, you can look and say, well, it's really just doing what it's supposed to do. Look, it double topped on the daily 200 MA. Hasn't broke the daily 200 MA yet. It shows me a big trade is still waiting on the board here for Ethereum. As the 21 gets closer, and that's Bitcoin had this trade recently, right? It had a monster move as it rode right there. and it cracked the 200 and just went on its merry way. That looks very nice for Ethereum, especially as it goes more sideways. Now, some say it's a double top, it's going to dump. Okay, I'm open-minded. What that also does is creates a lot of shorts. So what I do is just wait for consolidation. Could be a beautiful bounce here off the bottom of the trend line now there for the 4-hour time frame. And the bullish times, you get a lot of, you can get some good moves like this. Fine, this is giving me deja vu because it's like the market's been different, but now I'm like, oh yeah, these quick bounces. We'll see though. Bitcoin at 109,690 now, struggling to stay above 7 almost. So we got 13% of short, 63% of long, and 24% of neither. Interesting. I'm looking for this bounce for Ethereum back to the top of the channel. It's most likely, after massive dumps, it's just most likely too many people are going to be interested in getting in. And a lot of people got FOMO'd out too, so they're going to say, hey, these are good prices for me. I don't have a chance. I might as well take a shot. Logically, it's going to create some buy zones, I believe, for people on the sidelines and anyone who just DCAs. Sidelines and DCA may be just strong enough to push anyone who's willing to sell. And to me, logically, it overpowers the sell pressure a little bit there, when you just think about it. But, look at price action. That matters the most. The bounce off the 200 MA on the 1-hour time frame, strong. That's a long for me many times. Even a long now with a stop below the 200 on the 1 hour, it could be probable. And you're looking for that inverted head and shoulder to be made here. And we'll figure it out from here. But yeah, it looks like ETH could bounce all the way back up to where it was at like 2,700 not too long from now. 5, maybe 10, 12 hours, we could see Ethereum prancing around here at the top of the channel. Again, I don't want to give you FOMO. I'm just telling you what looks likely to me. Very low stochastic, RSI, everything looks good to me. And that's the 1 hour time frame. That looks like a bounce to me. Again, it's back to the smaller time frames. Wow, I mean, when I look at the 15-minute, that's a flag. So then it makes me want to go to the 5. And, Ethereum to me is flagging out. And a bull flag, cup and handle, that's a cup and handle for Ethereum. Suggesting a reversal move back to the upside for ETH. All right, that's just what, I'll pump you right back to 626.37 here. So I got a cup and handle sitting on Ethereum. Solana was in one of these on the daily. It absolutely ripped. I'm not, but that's, I didn't expect to see that right now when I deep dived it. The cup and handle is the reversal pattern. See, most people are in fear during the cup and handle. That's why it takes a certain type of individual to even get to know the cup and handle, because you got to be able to. It's like the person that likes to be in the heat of battle, right? You learn in the heat of battle. That's when you learn the most. Bitcoin taking a beat down right now, though. No heat of battle movement here. Put us in the red here on the trade. See that? Yikes. Market structure getting broken. I've seen this so many times. You want to see it play out the way it's supposed to. This is, they faked the bear flag. Now you got to start looking at it like they double topped it. They kind of look, they shoulder head and right shouldered it too right there. Looks like it may be it. That could be just a false move up there to the top. I don't know. They faked me out. It was looking a lot nicer for the reversal. It was starting to look like I've seen them many, many times in my life. It's the bearish scenario. Let's start looking at the most bearish scenarios so I could change them. I'm always looking at the most bullish scenarios. Let me not get caught off guard here and see what could be bearish. What am I not seeing? Let's take a look. I mean, you're so oversold, right? You even got a divergence on the indicator here, a bullish div. To me, I think they're just going to, make the shorts believe it's going to dump to make a higher low here. Let's take a look, though. Yeah, you have really strong hidden bullish, too, again, on the 1 hour. That's hidden bullish divergence. I trust hidden bullish so much, but wow, that's a dump. All the way back to 192.56, right? I got to look at like a real bear. So the 30-minute was holding the 200 MA. Let's take a look at that. What did we just get rejected by? The 5-minute was even setting up for a nice flag. It is Friday. Friday's a very, very treacherous day to trade. Like normally I say I'm not even trading Fridays. You see me do that. Fridays and Mondays are no though. Why? Because they're just low volume. A lot of big moves have usually happened through the week, and so you're basically scraping the bottom of the barrel, man. And you're one of the only people out there too. So look what they did. They created a flag. They're just going after. They're making it nasty today. And you can see that's why my risk is low too. I'm not in there trying to get my whole portfolio back, trying to win. You know, that's, if you got rocked and wrecked, I mean, you got to reassess your situation. We did lose there on that trade. So you're going to lose, you know. Dang, nabbit. $109,000. So we lose the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. More dumpage. This is more than, you got to almost look at like this is a bear flag. Let me see. I'll catch it. My mind will eventually catch this, but they're playing games of price action. I mean, the daily keeps dumping. You got to look at daily support. 106,000, 106K. So like, yeah, you even want to move up to maybe where those two candles hit, but like about 106.7. Wow, 109, 130. Dumpage. So they got to this like resistance point here where we had bounced. Use that as resistance, that support. $109 is going to act as support here strong, but will it hold is the question. Dang, it looked so like similar to all the reversals I've ever played, right? It was well, they played me right there. And if they played me, like my stuff's like, I don't know, it's like no one, I don't know, it bugs me out when that happens, because I'm always like, but how, like, you know, because I don't do what most people do. It was a double top. At the end of the day, there it is. So someone shorted that and nailed the double top, right? Shorted resistance. I see too much hidden bullish divergence. Everywhere I look, it swings up and swings down. Like I see even here on the 3 minute. It's telling me not to give up on the bigger longs. Somehow, some way, we're going to reverse today. I know it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what hidden bullish divergence is telling me. I maintain that somehow, some way, we will get some type of daily bounce. Hidden bullish divergence. It's right 99% of the time. Like, we're oversold. I just don't see where the sellers are coming from. Like, this all looks like manipulation to me. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so I'm just, you know, because I know my rules, man. They're not, you know, and this thing's stone cold. Hidden bullish divergence is strong. It's very strong. Maybe they just continue to dump it. I don't even see a bear pattern that looks, I don't see. I guess here twisted, I saw, you know, I never realized this, but shoulder, possible head and shoulder there. I never really noticed that. It did fall down. It just depends on if I catch it in time. Just lost 1,500 on the long. Damn, why are you risking so much? Yikes. I always meet people who like have less than me. They risk way more. Maybe that guy has more than me. He could. I don't know, right? I don't want to compare, but dang. Most of the time I see people with less than me risking more than I would ever risk. And I'm always like, why? Like, why are you doing that? Like you don't even have what I have and you're risking more on a low volume Friday? The volume is not high enough to pump strong. That's for sure. Yeah, I gotta tell you, my scientific data subconscious thesis is telling me that this is somehow going to reverse today on an inverted head and shoulder of some type. And at least back somewhere to this VRVP at 110.8. And this is still an uptrend. Think about it. We're making higher lows as we go. I want to give you the bear scenario, but I can't see it. You know, it would have been this bear flag that broke down, but like that's really like a rising wedge that already seems to be bouncing. I mean, I guess you could say, okay, it could fumble around, and then the measured move is 106.7, which isn't even that bad, right? Unless you're at 100x leverage and putting it all on the line for a $2,000 move, everything's okay. You know what I mean? Like, take a deep breath. We're in a pretty good spot. Someone, Sailor Star Twabi, you're funny. Trump had a meeting with a bunch of crypto folks with a rich Chinese guy last night. I wonder if he told them, Sammy, they could just let the order book orders chill and manipulate the charts however they want, basically, right? Just trying to wreck the most people is all I'm getting with these liquidation grabs. 100%. Shout out to the 2,371 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 758 likes, $96 in chat revenue. Thank you for jumping on in. What could happen here, though, and I've seen, is a head and shoulder pattern. I've seen these before. Like, you get this, like, militant Bart Simpson head, and it's a right shoulder dump. So, okay, I see a little bit of bearishness there that could possibly pop in. Let's take a look at BUSD and Joss USDT on the super chats. I like Ethereum, but man, you got to hold the line there. It's treachery on this live stream. We're at the present moment. We're either going to bounce or take a beating. And we're all kind of waiting to see what happens here. Smash the like button, folks. Sammy is the bee's knees. God bless you. Thank you, Game Stuff. We love you, man. We won't be emotional about none of it. Thank you. Best channel for TA and mental training. Jay Bella in the house. Wow, though, we're about to lose 109. That goes like a lot of that's kind of going against my thesis. Like, we should have been bouncing here on the flag. We should have been all the way up to, 110 by now, 110.5. ETH, you gotta get. I mean, this is just such a strong place to get into a long here. It makes me want a long Ethereum right there. I'll tell you what, They still got 0 fees on the ETH perp, which is, I don't know how they're doing that, but that's crazy. Like, nobody compete with that on MEXC. 0 fees, like. Shows how ungreedy I am, if you think about it. But dang, man, look at that. If that's not the cup and handle long, then what is? I'm not going to do it right now. I just want to see what it looks like. And he's like the only... I don't really like to trade altcoins at all, leverage, just Bitcoin. Just got comfortable trading Bitcoin. I got so many ins and outs, parameters, ways to do it. It's so much bigger. You got so much more liquidity. You do anything like I do on Bitcoin on the altcoins. Like, if I ever tried that 1 second stuff, I mean, no way. An altcoin, I would have lost it all in a half a second. No way I could have pulled that off, right? You get space trading Bitcoin. It gives you freedom. And you don't have trading other assets just because if it's largeness, its moves, its liquidity, its ability to create patterns. It's basically an edge. Trading Bitcoin to me is an edge because of all the different, it's 24/7. All the different people trading it, the whole world on it. It gives it a bit of an edge. $900 for $3,000, and we hit this, scared money don't make no money. We hit this beautiful double. You just nail it. Let's go. I call bottom on Ethereum right here with this beautiful cup and handle. I wouldn't be surprised they wick it down first, though, and then get me out. You know what I mean? It's a treacherous. It's treachery out here. That's why I don't have the guts to go too hard on these bottoms. Pause. Like 300 is the most I'm willing to lose. I'll put that on pause, but I would like to make that trade. It just, every time I get the move, I get the red. I'm moving red, moving red, moving red. You got to buy the red, though. You can't buy the green. So we're going to catch a falling knife here on Ethereum. Attempt to on the cup and handle here. Treachery. Don't do this at home. All right. And again, I'm not risking tons. I'll be honest, my feelings and my emotions, I don't have faith. I think this is all going to dump. It looks horrible today. Looks like everything's going to dump in my face. But that's how I feel. How I feel means nothing. I'm just going, you know, as a bot, I'm trading a cup and handle. We'll see where it goes. You see? But I feel like this whole thing's going to dump in my face and I'm going to lose. But that's just the type of day. You know, human beings, we feel things all the time. How I feel has nothing to do with the account, right? Yeah. What should we do if not at home? 108,700 buying level. Yeah. All I see is we are going into a bearish month. Ooh, wow. Yikes. Good for you. I hope. Wow. That's what you see? Dang, man. What crystal ball are you looking into? That's crazy. I may have caught the absolute first high or low bottom for Ethereum here. Like, there's a chance with no drawdown. I mean, how you make $70 in under a minute by Sam Price. All right. We'll see what happens. I got faith, man. Bots are making, yeah. So let's see if this cup and handle for Ethereum could play out. We just made the live trade in front of you. No guts, no glory. No guts, no glory, baby. And BOOKMAP, you can put Ethereum, you can grab ETH if you want. They got ETH right there. We can see what's happening here to ETH at 2575 on the bounce. It's going to struggle, though. It is a Friday. And just be careful. I thought maybe a sell-off with conference, but not now. ETH and alt summer. Looks like we're going to have some type of July action, but you never know. ETH does look like it's going to liquidate all the longs, though, at 2,300. That's where most of the money lies right now. We got some good liquidations up to 28 that could definitely get hit, and we got a big boy there at 26. So we've got enough above us to get us there, says BOOKMAP. Not too freaked out there by Ethereum. Interesting. Interessante. That is BOOKMAP. Link to BOOKMAP in the description if you want to jump on in. Yeah. Exactly. Opportunity all over the place every single time. I like what someone just said. If we think we're the opportunity, then we are. Today's an opportunity for gains. You know, we just got to position ourselves correctly here. And bang. I mean, that was ETH was on the warpath. That dump was just manipulation. It's right back on the warpath again. Same people want to accumulate ETH. Same people believe the bull runs on. Same people are getting on in. Same story, morning glory, right? And if ETH's pumping, then everything else is going to pump. We're talking MOODENG. They're going to be right back on track with anything that was kind of doing damage. Let's take a look at this in the 4-hour time frame. I mean, MOODENG to me is just in a beautiful flag. Like nothing. Like this isn't even bearish. Not even close. Look at MOODENG. MOODENG is about to pump. So if you like gains, I don't know about you, but I'm a gain guy. That looks pretty cool to me. And, you know, it didn't really care what Bitcoin did. Do you say at all or at all? I say at all, but at all is cool. Like if I grew up saying at all, that would be awesome. You know. I think the English say at all, and in America we say at all. I don't know though. At all, like at all, but they say it together. At all. MOODENG looks beautiful. I like this market structure. It's something I would take you know, I would trade this 90% of the time. I'm trading this. So, and I may have just spotted a beautiful trade here. Again, you got to figure out if it fits your educational trading style. It makes sense to you. I hold no MOODENG. It doesn't matter to me what happens to MOODENG. All right. So another coin that I've been kind of sitting on and looking at is TARS AI. And it bounced, got it done, but got to bounce back again, kind of right back on path. And I just see this thing shrugging off the manipulation to continuing to do its damage to where it's going. And this thing's headed up to 20 cents for TARS AI, holding 11.5 right now. And Cookie's been super strong. Cookie Dow, and everyone knows I love my Cookie. Right, and Cookie mooned and then continued to moon. I did not care. Look at this flag. Cookie in the last 4 hours has pumped out the flag that I talked about. It boomed. And I see Cookie headed to 36. You know, probably makes another little flag here, but man, yeah, it does not care really about what Bitcoin did. So there's a lot of coins out there that are on my radar. I don't know about you. Shout out to the 805 beautiful souls that had the niceness and the appreciativeness to hit that like button. That is going to come back to you tenfold. That's the nicest thing you could ever have done. Thank you so much. That's very, very, very nice of you. Like, you people are blessed people. You know that, right? Anyone that did that just out of the kindness of their heart, it's coming back to you tenfold. Tenfold. So we got some interesting news out here today that will kind of, I think, blow your mind a little bit. SEC acknowledges application for staked Tron ETF. Canary Capital staked Tron ETF filing gets acknowledged from the SEC as the agency continues to delay crypto applications approval. All right. See, it's funny, interesting. Like, I thought we were past that, but I guess, you know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, some news for ARKM. Man, not much else kind of crazy going on there, right? Here's another pretty big deal. The BlackRock's ETF achieved a tremendous milestone. According to the Eric Balkunas, BlackRock shares is the leaderboard for the first time on Thursday, right? As reported today, Bitcoin ETFs secured nearly $1 billion on Thursday, with IBIT accounting for virtually all of them. And look at all the wins they just got for all of those investors that piled in at 60K, 70K. They doubled their investment. Unbelievable. That's just absolutely amazing, right? Bitcoin holding the line here, but it could be making a right shoulder. We will see. We will see. Let's take a look at Solana and see what's happening to Solana here on the market. Sol still inside of this, you know, nice flag here and just looking nice. Sol at 182, just doing damage. It was at 187, just took a slight pullback. And Dubai chocolate for me, honey? During the live stream? When your daughter gives you Dubai chocolate, I'm so sorry. You can't eat on camera. I never do that. Sure, there's always someone that's going to tune off. I don't want to see someone eat on camera. Personally, not my thing. Don't want to hear eating sounds. I don't want to watch you eat a burger on live stream. I don't want to watch you drink a beer. Water is okay because you got to talk. But I just think it's unprofessional. But, you know, when she hands you the Dubai chocolate, oh my gosh, it was so amazing. So Solana, baby, get tight in here, and then we are gone, baby, gone. So while everyone else stresses out, we got to start planning out for the next big move. We start to get ready for our next big trade. We got to be able to plan out how we're going to make some gains. So I like Sol. Maybe Sol, I would trade Sol, Ethereum, Bitcoin. That might be it on the levy for me. 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, unless we can get a little lower. But man, look at Sol. You know, in the last few days, getting a beautiful bounce and not giving any of it back. I like it. 182 for Solana. The daily about to cross the 200 MA. These altcoins are about to explode. I love what I'm seeing for these altcoins. So I wouldn't stress Bitcoin now or the whole market, really. I wouldn't be in fear. I wouldn't let the fear get to you. I'd be looking for opportunities, shrugging that fear off, getting ready. We are pretty high in the greed, I'll tell you that, though. But usually we can get into 90, 94, get one more crazy pump. But every time we get into here, I'll tell you, there always is some profit taking that should be done. And that looks like it may be happening there. Should have handed you the week's trophy and whiz sculpture with the candy. I know, right? What BOOKMAP saying, Sam? God bless you. What are your thoughts on SWE? CASPA, BUSDT. Someone says, what's BOOKMAP saying, Sammy? God bless. BOOKMAP's doing all right. 109, 420. We're getting the bounce. So far, so good here for Bitcoin. And have no fear, man. I longed ETH, right? We're set. Like, I made the call. We're all good to go, you know? Hey, I believe in me. Do you believe in you? I believe in me. They're like, no, I believe in you, bro. No, you believe in yourself, man. So, yeah, I like what we're seeing here for Solana. You know, small movement there on the MACD2 as well. Lack of bearish momentum showing signs of a bigger move for Bitcoin. Super chats, BUSD, JOS. Oh, yeah, we got to look at JOS. Someone said I hit the target or something. Let's see. Wow, it went exactly to where I said it would. That's so crazy, huh? We drew this flag, said it would go up there, and it did. Amazing. I don't know how this happens. I don't make the rules. I just can see it before it happens on almost like 80% of assets in the world. It sounds absurd. Is it Rain Man? I don't know what's going on with my brain. It's all there. I guess it's just the science. Some people just see it. Some people can't. It all depends. It's all numbers and ones and zeros, really, at the end of the day. Last night was tough, though, and you wake up just like, dang. I started sweating in the morning. I was like, oh, no. Right when you see a Bitcoin drop. You know, I'm looking for this to consolidate and then probably continue up to 295. Again, when I do this is my subconscious mind doing this, not me. When I do an update for the trading group, it's my subconscious mind. It's not me. It's a collection of years of data that I've compiled that are now giving us back information, right? That's it. As you know, really, if you can take my subconscious mind and separate it from me and realize that's what you're getting during the show. Can you believe it? Sammy's target got hit again. I know, right? No way. What would you suggest to consider for the short term with, I understand this is not financial advice. Yes, so I can't give you some, man. I hope you do well. Just keep watching the channel and pay attention. You can see what I do. You can derive that information. You can get an education. You can go from there. But yeah, I know you're kind of, you know, you're fishing for information there that I'm just not going to give you, but you've got this. I'll tell you that. It's up to you, and you can do this. For me, I like non-risky things like, you know, Solana, say, SWE, Bitcoin, stuff like that, right? Bitcoin looks like it can consolidate here and finally get a bit of a bounce. And stop playing the games. Stop playing games. Stop playing games, Bitcoin. Bitcoins. You dang Bitcoins. Funny, it gets right back here, then it's right back from that little move. And then, yeah, I see it consolidating and eventually getting the pump. That means our Ethereum move should be moving. And we're about to break out here. Did I call the absolute bottom for Ethereum? I just very well may have. If I go all in on this, what would it do? It'd be 1,000 for 4,000. All in on the Ethereum on a Friday. If this was Tuesday or Thursday, I just might. But I gotta go low liquidity. It's just my rules, man. Can't stand all my rules, my corny rules. But I gotta have rules or I'll get wrecked, and I can't get wrecked. I gotta have capital consistently. Me Bitcoins, exactly. I got my chocolate too, Sammy. Amazing, right? One of the fastest coins in the burgeoning BONK ecosystem is useless. 54% in the Biggs correction. Useless. In the BONK, huh? Keto looks interesting too. Remember how hot Keto was? And nobody could get their hands on Keto because it was just hot sauce. Keto went from 12 cents to 89 cents. I mean, it was the hottest sauce in the game. If Keto can recover here and get a bit of a bounce, So looks like it may. You know, KEYCAT could be the one. Think about it. KEYCAT was the strongest coin. So you look for coins that were super hot and pumping, super hot and tempting. What was that movie from? Super Hot and Tempting. That's fine. I like it. I like it a lot. So I think it was Dumb and Dumber, right? I don't know, something like that. So 163 is my target here for KEYCAT. I don't own any, but I dang well should at this point. This thing is looking money. It's for wrapped Ethereum on base. And it's one of the hottest things that I've seen on base in a long time, and it's been ripping. You can buy it on Aerodrome, which you would give it Aerodrome some love here. All right. Bitcoin getting the bounce. You think it will give Bitcoin Ethereum the bounce? Let's go. Now we're consolidating on the 3-minute time frame. This is what we want to see here. Then we can break above the 200 MA and go for the gusto. 5-minute time frame looks like it's getting back in action here. Getting ready to make a bit of a flag and then pump back above its 200 MA. 1 minute may never have lost the 200. It did not. So still solid moves there. So hey man, it's not over. This looks like it's going to make a right shoulder and pump. You remember, the whole world sweats Bitcoin, so the odds are that you're going to win. Your crazy longs are higher than your crazy shorts. Just remember that, right? I'm not Superman. I'm just trading the trend at this point. But that looks like a nice move coming too for Bitcoin. I wouldn't mind saddling up into that trade at the right time. That'd be like the 5-minute time frame. And I can also just wait for us to get back above the 200 MA. But after that liquidity grab, and there was still more people willing to get in, they just might not be able to. They might not be able to move price where they wanted to. That was the best they could have done. No guts, no glory. That long on the beginning, though, is still up too from this morning. I like it. Someone mentioned KEYCAT. Let's take a look at KEYCAT. You know, it's maintaining some structure here. That's interesting. Bit of a symmetrical triangle, eh? I don't know where the A came from. I'm not from Canada. I think it was Master Friend. He was somehow channeling me. A? I mean, I like the tight moving averages. I don't love the fact that it's kind of symmetrical, but oversold looks a little better. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing does rip. Let's for the gain on KEYCAT. 100% gains possibly coming on KEYCAT. I look out for this stuff all the time. I set an alert and bang. All right. Someone asked about XRP, ONDO, and PONKE and BUSD. BUSD.P, just B, huh? So B came out and had some absolute rippage, then some pump and dump action. Now it kind of looks like it's doing whatever Bitcoin's doing. So if Bitcoin comes up, makes the right shoulder, then this looks like this will do the same. You see how it's kind of mimicking what we're watching Bitcoin do? And so yeah, it's brand new and super high risk, but if it makes a flag, it makes a flag. Like I'm not gonna, you know. So yeah, you're looking for that right shoulder consolidation, and it looks like maybe this thing could give you some numbers. And 24 to 54 is pretty nice on the move, right? I'll put alert on this. This is a brand new coin I know nothing about. Thank you, though. I'll trade the TA. I don't need to know anything about it, really. I'll trade the TA. BUSD on the radar now, right? Okay, let's take a look at XRP USDT here. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. 2,223 beautiful souls, 900 likes, $119 in chat revenue. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You got to stay positive and believe you're the opportunity. If you don't, how are you going to find the bottom? How are you going to be able to, you know, nail it like we're trying to do here, or we're attempting to do? And this is tough sideways price action. It could easily dump in our face. It looks cool for the moment. It may not play out. Always be careful. Never over leverage. Have a stop loss. And again, you can't even listen to me, but do whatever. You know, for me, the conservative trader never over leverages, right? Always uses a stop. You know, and they're here to trade another day. The guy who's always going for the whim and the big whammy, I mean, I know this time I'm going to make $1 million off of, I'm going to turn this into a half. I just know it. It works most of the time, and then the one time it doesn't, it's over, right? It's just, I like to be more consistent and chip away. Smaller wins create bigger gains over time. You know, it's funny. You think about things, and they make sense to you when you think about them, but then they seem impossible. Like when I hadn't like quote unquote made it yet, and I didn't start my channel, and I was sitting wondering what to do with my life, and I was wondering where to go and what to do. And I saw successful people. I thought the road to success was just so long, 20, 30 years. I was just never going to make it. I was like, what's the point at this point? It was so exhausting. I see XRP making a weekly flag, but it looks like it's going to take a long time. I could take till February of 2026 to get to $5. That's kind of what I see for XRP. I never drew this before, but that's just what I see. XRP is going to slowly drag on, just like it always has. It's never been a great appreciating coin. It's had a couple pumps in its life. It's about it, if you think about it. I was saying something. I lost my track when I got back to XRP. What was I just talking about? Anybody in the chat? I'm reading the chat closely here. I need someone to help me say what I was just saying to remind me, because it was an awesome thought. It was one of the best I've ever had on the channel. It was like really going to help us all, even me. Anybody? Anybody actually listening to me for once? Patience. A few weeks. Oh yeah, so success. Yeah, we're talking about success. So, yeah, of course, right? So you see other people getting successful, and you're like, it's never going to happen to me. You know, and the idea is this, though. If you eat one really unhealthy meal once in a while, once, but you've been eating really healthy, is that going to make you fat? I'm just asking a quick question. If you eat an unhealthy meal, right, does that make you fat? Everybody? If you've been eating healthy most of the time, but you eat one unhealthy meal, does that make you fat? Does it throw you off? No, right? It's just one meal. It's just one time. You know, it's the same thing with success, right? If you just do one good thing one time, does that make you successful? No, not at all. You know, if you go to the gym one time, do you get muscles? No, not at all. So every day you have a choice to do one or two things. Do a good thing for your mind and body. Do the good things for your friends and family. Do something for the world, create value. Can you go outside? I go to YouTube every day, create value, right? The value I put out here is enough for them to sell ads on. It's enough to keep me going here on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Then I have my own services and stuff like that to keep me afloat too as well. And that's, and then I do my trading. So it's like you produce value to the market. The marketplace has value waiting for anybody out there. There's already value out there on YouTube. You just, So success is not one day. It's not one moment. Everyone looks at some successful person when they throw the touchdown pass. And oh my gosh. But it was years and years of dedication that led up to that moment. Right? Years and years of all that lead up to success. So when everyone sees someone successful, know that there was so much pain behind every single day. Anytime you see someone shining and in a good mood, there was so many days of ups and downs where it wasn't always so good, where it was tough, where it didn't always come out the same way, where it was a battle. And so if you're going through your battle right now, remember that's what every successful person ever went through. Period. No one got it easy. Nobody. Just tell yourself this right now. Nobody made it. Nobody sailed off into the sunset. No one just made a couple trades and hit a mill. These are the stories you read, and it seems, but it's just not true, man. And a lot of the stories are by people who are manipulating you or market making you or getting you to do something that you don't need to be doing. XLM, I'm keep going to show you the same boring chart. And it's really not going to be, but that's where you want to be. And I see it eventually going to 77 cents. And that was the accumulation zone, the best EA zone right there, that whole 6-week period. Anywhere between 19 and 26 cents, really. I see it eventually taking off. Yeah, I'm not going to really get into the nitty-gritty on XLM. That's it. Over time, it's going to head to 70. It looks like it's going to take some time, though. Let's take a look at ONDO. Thank you, Margaret. God bless you for always being here and hooking me up. I appreciate you. You don't have to, but you do. That's very nice of you. I hope it's come back to you tenfold already, giving to the channel. So we take a look at ONDO on the daily time frame, and I've just been long here inside of this flag, and now they're just making higher lows, just hanging on, digging around, and that's what I see ONDO doing, just hanging out till eventually rips to 155. Only a matter of time. I'm long ONDO. Yeah, it's very simple. Like, nothing else to say here. Like, DCA, hold, ONDO on the way. It's a big asset. It has a big market cap. It's going to take a long time. Success is being here with the lifers, he says, with a $5 super chat. That's a blessing for you to say. Thank you. And let's take a look at PONKE. Did PONKE hold the line? Not too bad, right? I mean, it's still nice and sideways, just like every other coin. That was, every strong coin. Sorry, not every other coin, but, we're just going to watch this market structure and it get tighter and tighter. And I'm personally in PONKE, holding it to see where it can go. And even with the Bitcoin move, like, I was holding an altcoin with a pretty big, big position, and it's holding pretty nice, so. Remember Solaire? This was like the hottest coin in the game. Then it dumped, but look, it got above the 1 hour 200 MA, which is a known signal of mine. It bounced. I could do one of two things, like wait for it to consolidate in a bigger flag. Does look like it's going to move right now. I may trade this not now, but maybe in like a day or two. If that makes a nice flag, I'm going to get in on that. If it doesn't and it keeps ripping, I'm going to miss it. So what? We don't have to grab everything. We only grab the best. We scan the market for the best every day. That's it. Remember, you can, you will, you are the best. You've got this. It only takes one lapse of discipline to lose weeks of hard work. Grateful for everything I've learned from the GOAT of Sarasota, the GOAT of Sarasota. Thank you, brother. Hey, Sam, can we look at ARKM? Thank you. ARKM. ARKM. Let's take a look at ARKM here. And I think it's AR or A. No, it's ARKM, I think. Yeah, ARKM. I hold a bag of ARKM long term, see where it goes over time. Everything's doing the same thing. Again, when moving averages get tight, they pump up to the 200 MA. That's just what they do. I've seen it 90% of the time on every asset that's done it. So this tells me that if I look at 100 assets, 90 of them, when they're above their 200, their moving averages tight like this, they're going to pump up to the 200. They're just going to take their time. I look for ARKM to probably maybe go sideways for, I don't know, maybe 3 days, 3 to 4 days, something like that at the most. And then it can get a beautiful pump further to the upside. I could do some serious damage here back to the 200 MA for ARKM. Super tight and nice moves. And then you can see it also, previous resistance is support bouncing right there off of 64. Wow, I like ARKM. And so it looks like we can plan for a nice big pump coming. Like, we didn't miss anything. This just actually created a nice landscape for altcoins. So just got to get ourselves ready, get our heads straight, and get focused and situated. And we have so much opportunity coming our way as long as we focus on the opportunity. We focus on all the ups and downs. You got liquidated last week and you can't stop thinking about it. Then again, you're not going to be able to move on. Your ability to move on, your ability to be mentally free is going to have everything to do with your ability to become financially free. People don't realize how much their mindset has everything to do with their wallet. When I see someone with a bad bank account, a low bank account, I understand something's up with their subconscious mind. I know something's up with their thought process. Your bank account directly represents your thinking. 100%. If you're struggling, you're in bills, you continuously go into debt. Every week, something happens. Every 2 years, oh, it was this again. Oh, something keeps happening to me. I got a buddy who was a good friend. I loved him. He was awesome, super supportive, nice. We were hanging out. It seemed like every couple of months, something happened to him. He had to open up another credit card or, get into debt again. And just, 3 years. I knew him 4 or 5 years. This first year, he got out. Things were all right. Second year. Then, 2 years later, he was back to that, whatever. But I just met him. So then after 5 years, man, this guy did the same thing over and over again. I couldn't believe it. I could see the pattern that he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I could see the pattern in his life that he couldn't. And again, it's not easy to make that choice of discipline and consistency. But once you do it, it's yours forever. And once you cultivate discipline, it's yours forever. Like I worked out today till I sweated. I disciplined. Did you too? Did you discipline yourself to push yourself higher? Remember, comfortability, being in comfort is the devil. It's the end of progress. Once we start getting comfortable, it's, progress begins to shrivel away. We cannot get ourselves too comfortable. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell a little story about the eagle. The eagle has its eaglets, like its little baby eagles, and they're in the nest. And it makes it super comfortable, right? Because it's got little babies. But at one point, the mommy eagle, she starts making the nest uncomfortable. She starts taking out the little, the feathering, and she makes the sticks pointing out, and she pushes the babies a little around, and they hit each other, and they hit the sticks, why does she do that? If she makes that nest so comfortable, they'll never leave. And if they'll never leave, they'll never learn how to soar the skies like an eagle. They'll miss out on the greatest power an eagle ever has if the mother robs her babies of that. So she makes the nest uncomfortable. Because she has to. She has to. That's her job. My dad was similar. My dad was tough on me. I'm happy he did. He pushed me. Sometimes it was uncomfortable. But I look back now, and I'd rather my dad have made me uncomfortable and pushed me than told me everything was going to be fine all the time. And he used to say that to me. He said, I'd rather you hate me now and remember me later than be your best friend every day and never put my foot down, And that's a good father. Because I can still remember him to this day, and I can still be there for my trading group and everybody in my life because my dad was there. My dad did things sometimes that at the time I was pretty upset about. But I look back and I say, dang, thank the Lord I had a dad, man. Thank God I had someone to care. Someone to actually put those life lessons in front of me so that I could learn them without even knowing I was learning them. That's what a dad does. Don't you understand? I got this plaque here in the back on the bookcase. I've got this little area dedicated to my dad. And someone said this to me. He said his daughter found it in a Goodwill, I believe. But it says, a father is neither an anchor to hold us back nor a sail to take us there, but always a guiding light whose love shows us the way. George Webster Douglas. It's like, I look back now and I'm like, he didn't hold me back as an anchor. He wasn't the sail that took me there, but a guiding light whose love shows us the way. And you can look back if, I'm sorry to people that didn't have a good dad. I apologize because I feel I may be bragging about the fact that I had a dad, right? What I can do is I can take those lessons that I've learned and imprint them out into the world for you to learn. And I can give you the essence of those lessons so you can feel them as if you were really there with me as a kid with my dad. And you can learn. And so, blessing, Sam. That's what your dad do. Shout out to Infinite Team TA. God bless you. God bless you, brother. Thank you. So, ARKM looks interesting to me. I like what I'm seeing for ARKM. And if Bitcoin can slip a little bit, it could slip into the alts. Wow, Bitcoin's slipping down, though, back again to 19250. Yeah, GRIFFAIN in that flag, too. Almost everything is flagging out. Not going to say it's guaranteed to pump like you did, but it looks good to me. Again, though, Bitcoin takes a nasty dumpage. It could tumble everything still. Still a symmetrical triangle, too. It does look like it could go up 100%. Let's take a look at HIPPO. Sudang, right? Like MOODENG. I mean, yes and no. It looks okay in the cup and handle. It's battling the 200 and the 10 hour. It's above it on the 4-hour time frame, which is like signs of a possible move. Very tight, though. I think it's high risk, high reward. If ETH booms, it's going to boom, right? It almost looks like everything could get the move. It's just high risk, high reward. You're playing Russian roulette at the very bottom there on HIPPO, right? All right, that guy's doing spam. I'm going to take him out here. Thank you for sharing. It's like the tips for my own parenting. No dad sucks. Yep. 100%, man. My dad is the worst, was holding back. Learn from him how not to be like him. Hey, there you go. I'll tell my kids, you might not like me my methods, but you'll love my results. Hey, 100%. 100%. That's a good way to say it. I might mimic that off. I might, start doing that. And well, my daughter's last day of school. No more going to school. It's kind of weird. It's a good structure. I take her to school. You get the morning. Now wake up. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Arts and crafts all day. Piano. But my daughter, man, she was the number 4 in her class. Really, maybe even number 2. Only 4 kids got the achievement award she got. On the honor roll and everything. And her piano teacher said she has a tremendous potential to go a lot further than she thinks the other kids. And so I'm really proud of her. And so I want to see her go to the level that her daddy can go, any level, surpass me. My kids are smarter than me, man. They're going to work harder than me. They're going to be better than me. I know it. I just know it. I see only position I'm down on. What are your thoughts on the daily and the weekly? The pattern forming. Love your show and the life lessons. Thanks for the insights. Virgin on base meme coin for the virtuals ecosystem. VIRGEN. VIRGEN on base. I mean, I don't think so. VIRGEN. This could be this one. VIRGEN by virtuals. Here it is. I mean, it's been ripping up to 13 million. Who knows, though? It could be a ruggy, no lock liquidity. I don't know, man. It looks weird to me. It's up to you guys. I hope it goes well. I'm all set. I don't like showing stuff like that. I'm all set. When is she gonna nail it on the 1 minute? I know. My father was the best, Sammy. My best pal. I miss him every day. God bless you, Tony. It's not easy, man. Not easy. ICP, this guy says, what's happening? I'm only down on, ICP, I don't know. I just never would have touched this coin long term, but let's take a look at it here on the weekly and see what's happening. Bitcoin 109, 100. So we got a bounce and we've just been kind of going sideways for the rest of the stream. Pretty crazy. Like liquidity just died when I went live. Like it started to go up for a second actually, and then it just done. 109.8 or something, right? That was it. 109.9. Looked like we were going to get to 110 for a second. But no. Was no. The weekly inside of a falling wedge here. Like to see it break back out of this to the upside. Head to maybe 12. Can it get back above 6.69, 664? That's probably it's a big resistance there. I'm so sick of this coin for whatever. It just, I don't know. Remember, it was like hundreds of dollars, and then it got tanked. Everyone said it's the one, but it's not. But it is the one. You should look into it. Everyone believes their coin is the best, and it's going to do everything. Show me the charts and show me the volume, man. Get in and get out. Call it a day. I fell in love with the tech too many times, man. And you know what? I did research. I was good at researching. I got all into the tech, and I was a brainiac with it all. And you know what? The coin that just was called Farcoin made more money. You know what I mean? So it's about volume and community and the charts. Like this chart's horrible compared to most charts. Most charts are like higher than they're on their way up. They're doing flags. This looks garbage. Like I wouldn't want to touch this thing unless it gets above 627. And it's gone sideways for weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if it rips back to 18 by all means when the market goes, but I'm not saying it can't. It just Bitcoin struggling. Ethereum trade kind of nibbling. Back at 109 again. Bouncing off 109. Can we hold? Another Friday. Yeah. I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Luck does not exist. It's just about preparation and being at the right place at the right time, because you know you're deserving of the moment, right? Like all the things that have happened to me, you could call them super lucky, amazing, fascinating, all that, but at the end of the day, it's really just about showing up every single day. If you show up every single day, you're going to catch it. See, what I thought about it is the world, we're all random pieces of energy and people, right? And we're all looking to collect wealth, gain, some people, like people go to a job interview today. A bunch of people are going to go to a job interview today, tomorrow, and they're going to look for a new job. And some people are going to get the job and some people aren't. Losing the 200 MA is bearish on the 1 minute. It's got to get back above that sooner or later. This whole thing just kind of fell off. Like, it didn't project nicely. I'm going to have to kind of watch this price action. It's sloppy seconds here. It could bounce, but I don't know, man. It's starting to kind of, I'm going to have to reassess this in a little while. Beautiful bull flag that just got completely denied. That was like a great bull flag. Wow. Amazing. And then, actually what I got to say is it's a symmetrical triangle. They mainly break down. Look for that to dump back to the double bottom area here. Just looks messy. And I don't know, honestly. I'm going to tell you guys, price action's sketchy right now with low volume on a Friday. I need more volume. I need something, I got to watch price action for another few hours. I need more market structure. And then I can start to kind of, they had me here and they didn't give me anything I wanted. They had me here in the flag. They didn't do that. So we're just not getting any fall through. And then why do we get the dump yet either? Are we going to get the short or get the long? It's just sideways price action. It is a symmetrical. It looks like it's going to dump. I'd say price action heads down to 108.500 yet again, and there it goes, right? We'll see. Shout out to the 1,000 likes. Thank you for everybody here. I appreciate that. That's very nice. $189 in chat revenue. Let's take a look at the fan funding and see what we didn't miss anything here. So Suprio Explosion Spotlight Swirl, ladies and gentlemen, hide your shorts, stack your cups, because entering the arena right now is the man, the myth, the cup, the handle, the commander. Crypto Rick, man, you're funny. I'm up 20x on Bust. What is this on MEXC with Blue Flame BUSD? That's crazy. Just for the love. Thank you for that. I see 3-day inverse head and shoulder on Bitcoin. Possibly 2, yes. It's now a good time to get into ONDO on WorldCoin. I would never tell you when to get into a coin. I like ONDO right now, but it's up to you. Hey, brother, you called it on Joe's. What do you think? And we went over Joe's. Thank you. I'm so grateful for Sam and Master Friend. Thank you so much. Love you. Grateful for you and the family. Milligan's Travels. Thank you, brother. Bought Bitcoin Soul and Ethan Sue on spot when it dumped and caught the very bottom of the wick. Life Revision for the win. Joining the 99 today. See you all there. Wow. We would love to have you. Brother, can we see PONKE? We took a look. Calling the bottom on XRP. I see an inverted head and shoulder on the bigger time frames. I see something similar, yeah, but it's going to take a while. We look at BOOKMAP throughout the stream. Sammy joined the 99. Used to be a financial advisor. Recently became a single dad of 2 boys. You and your course have breathed life and hope into my life. God bless you, man. I'm so happy to hear that. I love seeing people that used to be financial advisors that come and hang out with me. So funny. Blessing, Sam. Thanks for all you do. God bless you. Thank you. Success is being here with the lifers. Thank you. Can we look into ARKM? We took a look at ARKM. It looked good to me. We put an alert on it. The go to Sarasota. Thank you. I sent 2 other super chats. Did you get them? Cryptic Rick. I did at the beginning there. Yeah. 20x on Bust. And yes, we did see them. I believe there was 2. Yeah. And this one here. Thank you. Oh, please, can you check HIPPO? We did look at HIPPO. I remember that wasn't too long ago, actually. ICP and VIRGEN on base, which I was like, whatever. So I don't really know much. So, Lifer, best fan of the crypto space. Thank you. Shout out to CoFund007 and Cody XC1, Ahmed, NY Guy, Matt, Margaret Ness, Matt again, Vegas Claw, Michael Morano, Brandon Theriot, Ivan Roque, JL, DeFi, DGenX, Milligan's Travels, Johnny Lauderdale, Wildy, Eaters of Dead, Jimmy Hula, Greatness L, Cryptic Rick, LFC 10, Neighborhood Helper, Hono and Business Plan, Lazu SZ Films, Laz Films, Infinite Team A. God bless you all. Thank you so much for the super chats and the love. I appreciate that. I'm going to jump on in and do my weekly macro analysis right now. And then, yeah, and then we'll go from there. We'll see if Bitcoin can get this bounce, man. Come on, Bitcoin. It got the initial bounce. Now it's trying to see if it can get the secondary bounce. Wrecked enough shorts on the way up. Can it continue is the question. The battle for the longs and the shorts. And we'll stay on this Ethereum call here that actually may play out pretty nicely. Looks like it's about to pump really hard. The way the stochastics look, they look great. But we'll see. I like this flag, cup and handle on Ethereum. This is the live trade we made here. It's down $22. We'll see. It's $3,800 in at 9x leverage, $34,000 trade. And we'll go from there. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. And again, I use the fear to build. We looked at MOODENG already. Shout out to Jason Hook. We love you. And that will be out in a bit. But MOODENG looks nice to me. I'll show you just because it looks really good. But MOODENG's in a bit of a flag, getting ready for its next big move. You see this on the 1 hour time frame? I want a long MOODENG. Technically, it looks beautiful. It looks like it could head to 60 cents from 28. Again, you're going to have to figure this out for yourself if it makes sense, if it's what you want to be doing. But MOODENG looks good to me for sure. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everybody on the live. Thank you for making this stream unbelievably amazing. I don't know how we did it again on this Friday. I don't know how we did it Monday through Friday, but we did it again. We'll be back throughout the weekend to do 4 live streams this weekend. If you can believe that, we do it every time, no matter what. And we may even just catch the bottom. You never know. This could be one of the greatest trades we ever made on Ethereum today. Today could be the biggest opportunity we ever had. We have to believe that every single day we wake up, there's such massive opportunity coming our way. And somehow, some way, there will be. We will create that energy, which will create the effect, which will create the reality. And that's the only way I see it. There's no other option but to live our best lives. It's happening right now. I love you all. I studied millionaires, billionaires, successful people that are just school teachers that love what they do. Not even about the money, but people that are successful. And, you know, they change people's lives. How do they do that? They were consistent. They believed in themselves. Action. Motivation follows action. Everyone says, I got to get motivated to start this. I'm not motivated enough. You're just never going to be motivated enough. You think I'm motivated every single day? Usually I am. Usually 90, but there's days I wake up, you know, my body doesn't feel as well. There's just something going on. I work out, I get the energy going, and then, you know, that workout really pushes me to stay motivated. And action, you know, you get up, I do the Bitcoin update. Next thing you know, I'm motivated to do something else, to make a trade, to clip. You know, make a, clip is, you know, take a scalp. So the update motivates me to keep going, and that's how my day begins. So bless everyone here on the live, and thank you for a beautiful purpose and a life. This is the Crypto Lifer. I love you all. Thank you so much. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.